Hey everyone, Christopher here, and welcome back to another episode of Fossil Forward Finds. We have another What Sold video for you. This one is from May 18th through May 24th, which was sort of an abysmal week. As you can see, I made only 23 sales for the week, which is less than normal. I typically do about 5, 6 a day, so in the 35, 40 range is a normal week for me. Um, and then on top of that, most of my sales this week, or well, yeah, most of my sales this week were lower end items. To be fair, compared to most sellers, all my items are lower end items. But I mean, my basic price postcards $4.99, $5.49, etc. So I only made 176 for the week, which sort of covered the bills. Sort of. Well, anyways, if you're new here, I choose 10 out of all my sales. They're not necessarily my best sales, they're the ones that I have a fun story or something interesting to talk about. So let's dive into that. All right, to start off our top 10 sales of the week, we have this CDV card, Carte de Visite. This is the first CDV I've ever sold. I've had them in my death pile for a long time, but it wasn't until a couple weeks ago when the Antiques Roadshow featured a CDV album on the episode that was valued at, I don't know, some many thousands of dollars. Um, then I figured it's about time I get mine up. Some things to really keep an eye out with CDVs, as far as I've figured out thus far. Identified is good, better, best, great. If you know who it is, um, it can be great for genealogy, so forth. Just like with real photos and um, real photo postcards, etc. I actually have one that is a former presidential candidate. I don't remember his name off the top of my head, but he's a presidential candidate in the new liberal Republican Party, which I thought was kind of neat. He's worth about 50 based on comps. But anyways, this lovely lady was not identified, but the photographer was, as well as their location, so Fort Wayne, Indiana, and she sold on offer for $10.19. I'm never certain how to do my first image for things like this. Um, I'm in the process of getting my flatbed scanner set back up in the office, so hopefully I can just scan these. But sometimes, most of my listings, I have the full piece as the first image. This one, I actually had a zoom in as the first image, and it's the only one that's sold so far. So maybe that's a sign. But anyways, CDVs. I got this from Lake Plaza on Whatnot. I don't know if she's still doing Whatnot. I haven't seen her in a while, but I've been cutting back my sourcing a little bit, so I'm not on Whatnot as frequently. Next, a little something different. Well, different from postcards and paper, but you've seen enough of this at this point. But uh, got a dinosaur figure that came from my personal collection. I had two of them. I don't need two of them. I have enough trouble displaying one of everything. But it's an Allosaurus, Jurassic period, 8-inch figure. Um, AAA is the brand. I don't actually know what that's supposed to stand for, but you can see it's stamped on the bottom there. Made in China, Allosaurus, and it's got positive feedback. So I always try to get a full 360 view, put a scale in there, show the stamp, and then I do a quick video. You've seen these before, um, but just show it in rotation. It's a good way to see any flaws whenever the light hits it differently than from still photograph. And I listed that April 26th, so not too bad. All right. So we have this is a reproduction card. It's not from the 1920s, but it's done in that style. You can even see on the back, implying that it's a reproduction. Obviously, they don't have websites back in the 1920s. Um, but these have been sort of popular. I've had a lot of people. I have a whole series of these that I got from Dave F. Brother for roughly 31 cents a card. Um, and these have been watched by a lot of people. I've sent a ton of offers out, and just no one's been finishing the deal. So I sent a little bit bigger offer than normal. This one went for $11.99, so I may start doing that with the other ones. See if I can move them out. In any case, certainly happy to put 31 cents into $11.99. I will say this one, because she is technically covered, um, you don't have to do anything special with listing this. If you do have full nudes, which there are a few in the set that are more nude, you have to put as your subject line in the postcards nude, and then it'll basically make you verify that you're 18 or older before you can see the picture of the postcard. I think that sort of throttles the sales a bit when you do that, but I rather not get in trouble for it. So moving on, we got another postcard. Let's see, this one. This one's sold for full price. Obviously Mount Rushmore, but it's Mount Rushmore made out of Lego, from Legoland, California. I've had a few Legoland postcards, and they've all done reasonably well. I don't know if I have any more, but I've sold like the Statue of Liberty, and I think I sold like a roller coaster or something like that. Um, so keep an eye out for Legoland. Does pretty well. This I listed in July of 2023, so it's been sitting around almost 2 years, but it's sold for full price, $10. Can't argue with that. Um, Another topic I almost always will pick up, even if I have to pay up for it, is the World Trade Centers. Um, doesn't matter, or it doesn't seem to matter whether they're 9/11 memorial related or if they just happen to be New York City skyline that has the Twin Towers in it. Um, I always put them in the title, and I haven't had really any issues selling them. I obviously still have some in stock. They don't fly off the shelves, but they usually sell pretty quickly, and at full price. So, oh well, this one sold for $8.49. But in any case, this one, yeah, I don't know if this was a memorial one or not. Um, but in any case, you got the American flag, got World Trade Center. It's it's got everything you need for that topic. I listed this in February. I bought it on eBay for $1.78. So $1.78 into $8.49 is, is it the best return? Maybe not. Um, but it's not too bad. I will gladly do that anytime for a quick postcard sale. All right, doing a little switch from postcards to trading cards. I listed this March 31st. So I went through, I had the full set of the Munsters trading cards, and um, I bought it on eBay, 20 cents a card. I don't know how many cards are in the set off the top of my head. Let's say 50. So I didn't spend too much money on these. Um, but in any case, sold for full asseging of $5.49. I list them all individually. People use them as filler cards, to fill in gaps in their collection, or just they want that particular one and they don't care about the whole set. They obviously take longer than trying to sell the full set, but if you break it out, you can get more money that way. All right, another postcard, the Palisades in California. This one sold for $7.99. I list. You've seen my special topic videos. A few videos ago, California, or specifically Los Angeles, California, was the topic I had selected for my United States box. And while I was doing Los Angeles, I was pulling up anything, pulling on anything Palisades and Hollywood, stuff like that. Mostly thinking of the recent wildfires that were out there. Um, I suppose it counts as capitalizing on human tragedy, but let's be honest, these things are in the news, gets the buzzword out there, um, and people are going to be looking for replacements for views or sites that have burned down, whatever. So, I do try to keep up with current events when it comes to listing ephemera that I have in my death pile. So I listed this February 4th, and it sold pretty quickly for $7.99. Alrighty, real photo postcard. This one went for the full price of $9.99. I got this off an eBay deal. I did really well in this particular dealer had, I don't know, 20, 25 different real photo postcard lots up at one point, and they started them off at like 99 cents each, and they were 15 cards here, 10 here, 30 there. I got most of them. I didn't get all of them. I did have some competition, but I was getting them for 10, 15 cents each. They almost were all people, which is probably why I got a good deal on them. But as I've mentioned in past videos, I really enjoy listing the people real photo postcards. It's fun coming up with a description. But anyways, we got this wide-eyed, cute little kid. I don't know if he's... Oh yeah, look at that. Very wide-eyed. A little kid lying on a pillow. Sold for $9.99. You can see the stamp box in the back there. I forget off the top of my head which decade that is. Let's see. Two Up, Two Down. Two Up, Two Down is 1918 to 1930, roughly. All right. We're getting there. This one, I listed this or showed this one not because it was a great sale and only sold for the $4.99, which was my original base price. I'm now up to $5.49 because of eBay standard envelope increases in pricing. But in any case, I listed this August 8th of 2022. This was the 65th postcard I ever listed. I know I got this off of Whatnot. I don't remember from whom. I had bought a small lot of desert postcards, linen postcards, thinking that they were going to be great. They're not great. They're basic cards. They take a while. They sit. But they still will sell. So we got a cactus in bloom for San Antonio, Texas. They probably have the same image with all different Texas towns listed on it. Just sort of one of those generic scenes. And last but not least, I sold two of these to the same buyer, separate listings, but same price point. So $10.98 for the pair. And it's just a collection of seashells and marine wildlife that you might find on the beach. The seashell postcards, they don't seem to sell fast, but they do sell. Maybe I'll do a special topic on them at some point. But I enjoy them as a paleontologist by training. This is the type of stuff I collected for my dissertation, except for the stuff I was collecting was 480 million years old or whatever it was, and not more recent. So yeah, that just about does it. Not the best week. This current week, as of the day I'm filming, is already better. It's already better than the previous week altogether, and I'm hoping it continues to improve. So, it is what it is. The economy is chaotic. People don't have a lot of spending money, and ephemera is not a need in people's lives. So, anyways, have a good one. I'll catch you next time. Maybe.